Hello friends, my name is Leigh and I create videos about photography as an art and as a lifestyle. One question that I get asked often about Nikon camera bodies is, which kit lens is right for me? And I always say the same thing, it depends. Today, let's dig in and talk about why I make that comment and some of the considerations that I take into account when matching a Nikon Z body user with the right lens or lenses for them to get started with. First, I'm going to use the term kit lens generously. There are more options than ever for the Z system. Some of them you can buy in a kit, and some you would put together your own kit, possibly in 2 or more separate transactions. We will talk about both DX and FX today, so buckle up and let's get going. When it comes to the Z system, we shoot a Z9, a first generation Z7, and our newest Z system camera is the Z52. Along the way, we've owned a Z50, a Z30, a Z6. We've tested and reviewed the ZF, Z8, Z5, Z5 II, ZFC, Z7 II, and all the Z6s. Let's start with our first Z lens, the 24-70mm f4S lens. This was kitted with our Z7, which we bought at launch. Sadly, we did sell this lens, but we do have one on loan from Nikon to help tell the story today. It is a great mid-range focal length zoom lens, f4 throughout the range, and it's compact, compacting itself even further when you're carrying it but not shooting with it. Right away, when we adopted the Z system, we were met with a lens that goes from wide angle through mid-range to mild telephoto or portrait focal length, all at f4. It's light, you can carry it around all day, and the image quality left us truly impressed with Nikon's leap from the F mount to the Z mount. We captured everything we wanted with this lens, leaned on that f4 aperture a ton, and were always pleased with the images. Gone are the days that you would have to spend thousands on image quality to get sharp images from a zoom lens. This lens does have a bigger brother, which we've also borrowed. Like that 24-70, it's compact, fairly lightweight, and f4 throughout the range. But it's the 24-120mm f4S lens, which only runs $50 to $100 more than the 24-70 version. It is bigger and slightly heavier than the 24-70. Honestly, unless the marginally smaller size and weight of the 24-70 make a difference to you, with the negligible price difference, the 24-120 is probably worth your first look in this price and capabilities range. Both the 24-70 f4 and the 24-120 f4 are FX lenses, full frame. And while they will work on DX or APS-C Z cameras with the sensor crop factor of 1.5x, they both end up providing you with 36mm on the wide end. That may actually suit you fine, and you'll get a tighter crop on the long end of the zoom as well. But for those of you that want to retain a wide angle, there are a couple of lenses that we recommend. Okay, quick interruption because there is a new DX lens that Nikon has just introduced after I filmed this video. It is this, the 16-50mm f2.8. That is the equivalent of about 24-75mm on DX, and it's all f2.8 throughout the zoom range. I have not used this lens yet, but I am very excited to use it. I think this is going to be a popular lens for those of you that are purchasing DX camera bodies. The 16-50mm f3.5 to 6.3 is a standard kit lens with Nikon Z APS-C bodies, and for good reason. It is a great, very compact lens that I owned with my Z30. So that's a good option. You end up with an effective range of 24-75mm at f3.5 to 6.3. A lens we currently have, which Raymond in particular feels is a quality DX kit lens, is the full-frame 14-30mm f4S lens. On an FX camera, this is an f4 ultra-wide lens, which we love, but on a DX camera, this is an f4 mid-range zoom with a 21mm to 45mm equivalent field of view. With a list price of $1,400, it's an expensive lens, but it is also a lens that can grow with you, should you choose to move to full frame in the future. We have the Z52 DX camera and 2 full frame Z cameras, so this lens pulls double duty. On FX, it's an ultra-wide zoom with a very good zoom range for an ultra-wide, and on DX, it's 21 to 45mm walk-around lens all at f4. Now, our two very similar premium selections. While these will work on any Z camera, these two 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8s lenses are for the enthusiast or professional or anyone who wants to spend between $2,000 and $3,000 for a lens. One is the original Z system 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8s, and the other is the new S2, an updated version replacing the original. These are your walk-around f2.8 mid-range zoom lenses that are heavy and take up a lot of space compared to the lenses that we talked about earlier. But what you get is mighty. You get Nikon's best optics package for lenses of this type, you get f2.8 throughout the zoom range, and you get Nikon's maximum level of durability, weather, and dust protection among Z system zoom lenses. Both are compatible with any Z camera, but I would see full-frame Z owners potentially being the most interested in this being their first lens for the system. A few notes here on the 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8s2, which started shipping this month. It is longer than the original, but it does not extend when zooming like the original. That does give it better dust and moisture protection, and with video and gimbals in mind, zooming this lens does not change the center of gravity. It's lighter. The filter size is the more common 77 millimeters compared to the 82 millimeter filter size of its predecessor. It feels right at home on our Z9 and on the smaller Z7. There are lenses I did not highlight today, such as the full-frame 24 to 50 f4 to 6.3 and the 24 to 200 f4 to 6.3, or the APS-C 18 to 140 f3.5 to 6.3. There's nothing wrong with them, but there is an inherent degradation of clarity when you are using a lens with such a wide focal range. That's okay, these lenses are still very good and very popular, but I do think that the other lenses I have discussed today have better overall capability and fewer compromises. So that's a quick look at the different lenses Raymond and I would recommend as a first lens for your new Nikon Z body. Remember though, there is no right or wrong answer. This video is intended to suggest some options to help you narrow down your choices. So, if you want the 24 to 200 millimeter f4 to 6.3, go for it. If a 50 millimeter prime lens makes more sense to you, do that. Nikon is not making any bad lenses for the Z system. They are all pretty amazing. Whatever will help you get out there with your new camera is what you should go for. And on that note, for those of you that already have your camera and a lens or two, let the rest of us know down in the comments what your first lens was and maybe why you chose it, and did you like it? It's always fun to hear the perspective and opinions of other photographers. And while you're headed down to comment, I will add links to those lenses that I discussed in the description of this video. Please do like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to Nikon for allowing us to borrow some lenses, and thank you for watching.